Conversations with Cliff. I'm a free-thinking spiritual beast. We can keep it ratchet or classy. I'm here for the conversation.
What's going on?
See,
Who's this?
That's my friend.
This is my baby father.
Oh.
And I know it's a bunch of them. How do y'all feel about a man hitting a woman? And let me kind of add a little extra. Is there ever a time where it's appropriate or like okay for a man to put his hands on a woman?
No.
Never?
Never. Oh, let me take it back. And I learned this from my third grade teacher.
Yeah.
Miss Cage taught me this as a third grade teacher. And I don't know what was going on in her life, but she just, in the middle of math class, she said this to us. She said, because it's people. So I think what we get confused with, men are shy to say that they're being abused. And sometimes you do have to defend yourself.
Yeah.
And you get in a situation where, it's like, I got to decide to live.
Right.
And you got to, that situation, understandable. That situation doesn't happen a lot, but there are situations I think that there are men who get put in situations like their life is on the line and they got to defend themselves.
Right.
Now, for me, I would never be in a situation like that, but because I would never be around a woman who gets to that point.
Crazy.
Or at that level. So for me, I know I would never put my hands on a woman because as a king, I have the power and ability to get up and walk away. Like,
yeah,
I would never get to a point where I get so mad at a person that I would want to put my hands on them.
Gotcha.
At this point. Like, I would get to a level that is I can't see myself doing it.
So what about the back in the day, you, before we got to maturity?
Oh, for like a man, like a dude?
No, I'm talking about, I ain't talking about, yeah, that's automatic. Like, you don't get pushed up.
Never with a woman. Like, never, my dad and my uncle, they were real big on like, you're a king, dude. Like, one of your biggest powers is your self-restraint.
Right.
So sometimes, like, people will they'll let their guard down because they'll be like, oh, he ain't gonna do nothing because he all calm and chill.
Yeah.
And so having that restraint, I've never ever wanted to hit a woman, to be honest. Like, I never got to that point. Have I gotten to a point where I've like restrained a woman who like decided to like put her hands on me? I restrained her until she calmed down, and then I left. Because I was like, if I walk away right now, you're going to hit me again. You're going to keep hitting me. So let me just restrain you, calm you down, and then I'm going to leave. And then you're never going to hear from me again. So like, once we got to that point, like, we never talked again.
So in the history of all the women, you know what I'm saying, you dealt with, you ain't never want to just like shake them a little bit? Like just, like I ain't saying choke them or beat them up, just like never?
Now my cutoff game is flawless. My cutoff game is flawless.
It gotta be. Hey, hold on, let's take a shot to that, because let's take a sip to that, because use a real one, because boy.
If I ever got to a point I wanted to shake a woman, I was out. Like, the game, we done. Like,
it's already
pack all my stuff up. I'm out. And if I left something there, it's still there. I still got watches. I know exactly what the watch is at.
So you unplugging the PlayStation, grabbing the knife.
I'm gone.
Golly. So, Kelly,
I don't think that it's ever. I think everybody needs to keep their hands to themselves. And something that I'm having to teach my sons, I have 2 boys, is if somebody hits you, you hit them back. But then there's that line, like what Jonathan was talking about, with where, if a woman hits you, how do you respond? And I think it's like a crossroads right now for my boys, because it's like, well, mommy, if she hits me, what do I do? And I'm like, well, you get her off of you, but you don't, so it's weird, because I think there's a paradox there with children, and you're trying to explain, why if a boy hits you, you hit them back. But if a girl hits you, you know, that's a little different. You know, it's hard, and they're smaller. So I don't know if it's going to get easier later, but they're definitely going to be told the same thing that Jonathan was saying. You know,
Right.
get something off you. Don't let them keep hitting you. That's not how it works. You know,
Yeah.
depends on you. Male, woman, whatever, doesn't matter, right?
Right.
So I don't know. But no, it should never happen. No.
I would never put my hands on a woman in that aspect. Like it's not cool. Like I didn't grew up witnessing all kind of stuff. So it's not, I can't do it. But I would say the only time that I think a man should is if she's trying to kill you. If you can't get out, if you can't leave, and I'm talking about knife, gun, she got a weapon type of situation, I think that's the only time that a man, like, other than restraining her, hey, stop, I'm leaving. But if she's coming at you with a weapon, you gotta do what you gotta do, because you're gonna, like,
that's life. Like, you gotta defend your life.
Yeah.
There's also one more exception.
What's that?
Oh, where's she finna go with this?
I mean, before the podcast, we were already on a weird track, right?
Yeah.
You know, I think that if it is something that is welcomed, then, you know, like in the bedroom, you know what I mean?
Oh, there we go. No, don't take it back now.
Let me just.
Yeah, because
That's fair. That's fair.
and you agreeing?
But it goes back to restraint though, because you have to know your limits. Like even as a man, and we got to defend ourselves. Like my punch is gonna be a little bit more powerful, so I got to pull back to resist.
Yeah.
And even in the sense of the bedroom, like you still got to know, like my choke is not a choke. It's a
love choke.
It's a right choke. Right. But it's a nice choke. Like I can't really talk right now choke. And like I know you know it's a certain pressure you gotta put, because there's an ecstasy that happens because it's a release of the brain to the
endorphins.
Yeah, you gotta I've mastered it. So we
pivoting. So bedroom, it's all like what? So what kind of violence are we talking about? Like a little slap on the ass, a little choking?
Yeah, a little bit. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
I think if that's in the realm of hitting, you know what I mean? I think that's acceptable as long as your partner, you know, is okay with that, and they're, you know, you guys are in agreement.
So now you can take me somewhere else, but go ahead. But now I want to know, because in my life of, you know, living, I've come to learn slimmer